You ever get caught red-handed doing something? Gaslight the people that caught you, and then it just comes out later, a whole big mess. Everything that you did right out there in the open for everyone to see, and somehow you still get away with it? Well, you know what it feels like to be Joe Biden.
What should we do?
Unc will help us.
Welcome back to the Unc Podcast. I'm Unc, this is Cam, and we're here to talk about voting machines, Venezuela, and the 2020 election. Not to mention China. What's going on, Brother Cam? What's up with these voting machines, man? It turned out, does it turn out we were right the whole time, or was we right the whole time?
I've been right the whole time. I've been telling people about this stuff, and people act like it's going crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm nuts. Cindy, Cindy Powell, Mike Lindell. Let me see who else. There's so many different people that had these type of scenarios where they're putting it and presenting all
They
the
be trying to do Mike Lindell dirty, man.
Yeah, that too. They did him dirty. That too. They did him very dirty. They did him extremely filthy. That shit was just
like it's like he like anything that he says automatically becomes something that the mainstream does not believe because he said it. He could say that water is good for you and people will stop drinking water. That's nuts.
not even as that though. He smoked crack, so in their minds, he's no good.
Exactly. No, I know the reason behind it, but regardless, like he don't smoke crack no more. He stopped smoking crack. That's powerful.
Very powerful, very powerful to get to where he's at and to have the mind state that he's in. He's a very minded person, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to understand that the voting machines, when you have these voting machines, right, and you're talking about chips that were made in Taiwan, right, that were shipped to Venezuela, that Venezuelan companies or the Venezuelan government owned the companies that owned or that ran the voting machines or that ran, let's say, voting period for a few countries, and the United States included. So that means that there's European countries, there's African countries, and there's countries with obviously the United States as well, whose elections were not only frauded, but the evidence clearly states that it's a mass conspiracy. So it's not like a one-off incident type of deal. This is a thing that was kept going on for years. This is 20 years of them stealing elections. And, I mean, it comes to a point where you have to really sit down and understand that in your head. What they're doing is they're telling you that they know that what they're doing is incorrect, that their policies are not popular. Their policies do not benefit the people, and their policies go against the grain. So what they're trying to tell you is that we don't care if we want to promote transgenders, if we want to promote women being independent and fuck the family, and men being sissies and fuck being strong and being just being good folks. You know what I'm saying? And we're not talking about like as though if you are into the taboo, you're not a good person. We're saying that they're wrong because they're not the way they're doing things. So if I present to you a situation or ideology, and with this situation and ideology, I'm telling you that this is okay, but meanwhile, I know that it's wrong because in the back end, I'm actually manipulating the situation to make this here scenario come into play. So it's not a natural occurrence. This is an artificial occurrence that's going on. It's artificial that 2% of the population that's transgendered, I'm saying, become this big thing where we have a conversation about it to the point where even we're talking about it now because it's such important things, because it affects our fucking lives. Why? Because this is what's going on in the world. They're pushing an agenda. They're pushing an agenda for multiple reasons. Number one reason is control. They want to control the world. In order to control the world, you have to have people distracted, and you have to have people concentrating on something that's not you controlling the world.
And afraid and soft and looking at you for protection. That's the other thing. That's why places like New York don't have any self-defense rights, because they want you to run to them whenever you have a problem.
Mind you, statistically, it showed that people who could defend themselves are well off, or Let me rephrase that. People who defend themselves have a better positive outcome in the situation than people who wait for the police.
Yeah, police are not going to get there in time. It's just that they want the monopoly on violence. They want people too afraid to defend themselves. So you look and you feel like
No,
you need them. Because otherwise, what the hell do you need them for?
they don't even care if you defend yourself. They just lock you up. They want you to be afraid to use violence.
Yes, exactly. But that's what I mean. That they want people so afraid to use violence that their only option is to rely on the big government to protect them and provide for them. They want to be your man. If you can provide for yourself and you can defend yourself, they hate you.
And the crazy thing is that this is the Democratic Party. No, I'm not trying to be partisan political with this, but the evidence shows that the whole Democratic Party believes this type of scenario or these type of damn, what would you call it? Ideology.
Mm-hmm.
The old school Republicans also believe in it. That's where you get the uniparty from, is the old school Republicans who's been there for 20 years, 15 years, and the all of the Democrats, period. Because if you come into the Democratic Party as a politician, they force you into this ideology.
Well, that's the new Democrats. So the old Democrats used to be like the new Republicans. The old Democrats were completely against any form of control, any form of censorship, all of that for a brief time, because we all know that the Democrats are the ones that wanted slaves. But in the 20th century, with the love, peace, and happiness hippie movement, all of those people wanted straight freedom. And now, no more.
Nope. 100%. You're right. You see, the problem is that people are scared to state the obvious. It's bad. Like even in my house, even in my own household,
The king has no clothes.
you can't you can't support certain things. You can't say certain things because, and even as growing up as a child, my mom would not accept you talking violent talk, all that type of stuff. Like it's a monopoly on that. In their mind, you shouldn't have a weapon. You shouldn't have this. You shouldn't have that. You shouldn't be able to do things. Just call the government. And even to the fact of an educated woman like her can still be manipulated by the government. Because the government will sit there and tell you that these people are animals, but the government do more violence than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then they tell you to come support their war.
Bro, these people, if somebody owe you money and you kidnap the person, right, and tell their family to bring you the money, they're going to look at you like you did the worst thing in the world. But if you owe a fine and you don't pay that fine and the police come and kidnap you and tell your family to pay that fine, they look at that shit like you did it to yourself and that's just normal. And like, what are you complaining about?
Don't go that. They even got a better option for you. You just stay here. We'll let the public pay for you, and then we'll get the money back from you some way, shape, or form. In some way, shape, or form, you paid it back by you having your time taken from you, and the public pays for you to be housed here. Happens. The public is actually paying for you to be housed there. So we pay for your mistake.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about just in general with the bail. Like if your family come and bail you out, it's like when they arrest you, that's the kidnapping. The bail is the ransom, and it's really no different.
Then they want to have signatures and whatnot too. Then they want to put your house up too. They want you to put your house up. Just so that you make sure that you come back to their court and their fictitious court at that, because there's a lot of rumor and talk about how the government is actually really ran, if it's a maritime government, if we're a real government, or if we're under emergency orders. Because really, honestly, we're still in emergency orders from 1940 something. So if we're under the Emergency War Act and emergency powers that's going on, then we're not really an actual country as the country is written to be. We're an emergency powers country. It's because there's emergency powers that is given to the government that they would never have in normal circumstances.
Yeah, because if you look at this country, like, bro, we still freer than any other country in the world. But I mean, if you compare this to what it was intended to be, and what the Constitution was written for, it's like, bro, this is nuts. It was never supposed to be like this.
No, well, you gotta understand that modern times also. So you can't go with what. All right, in a society like this, no matter how you go about it, people are going to look at another side of the fence or another side of the grass and say, "Oh, the grass is green over there. The fence is better built over there." Blah 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 blah. But in order to really understand that modern times changes people's values and how people look at the world. So even in modern times, yes, there's less of a reason to do certain things and act in a certain manner, but but you have a culture of purposely demasculating and purposely softening up the population, and
Mm-hmm.
they understand that no matter how you go about it for human survival, that's contradictory to like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's contradictory to nature. Like in nature, animals will kill the young that's too weak. So what are we doing exactly? We're weakening ourselves on purpose, and then you don't think that, and for the general public, right, who's listening to me or who hears me or who thinks that I'm a nut, right? Let's just look at what China and Russia are doing. They're strengthening their youth. They're pushing out their youth to go to other countries to learn. Then when the youth come back to their country, they put them into a rigorous physical education. Serum, and this is being done in young age, very young ages. Understand? So it's not like this is only a, oh well, this is a grown person doing it. No, this is being done to children. They're learning to be elite. And our culture, our society is learning to be weak. So it's only way this could be happening. And this is why China is the threat and not Israel. And China is the bigger threat than Israel. Don't get it twisted. Israel is a threat because Israel's what Israel wants to do is against what America is about. Because Israel really wants to have the greater Israel. They want to take over the whole Middle East. Whether they're right or wrong, that's neither here nor there. But we're gonna say what they want to do. They want to take over the whole Middle East, a greater Israel. Nah, whatever. Who cares? I don't really care because it's not America. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Just don't use us to do it.
there you go. What the hell was this? Fucking poke me for my jacket. Damn. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Don't use us to do it. Don't ask us to pay for it. We don't have nothing to do with that. That's all. Now, if you want to buy weapons from us, that's cool. We got
They're like
everything
a
for
glorified Ukraine. That's how I look at them.
huh?
I said I look at them like a glorified Ukraine.
Well, Israel is more powerful than Ukraine, but
No, I'm talking about as far as our involvement with them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
see,
Yeah. I mean, our government is without a doubt infiltrated by those that are, let's say, not even background is, but highly, damn, I'm lost for words today. Um, Highly connected to Israel, right? So you got people in the government, people in his administration, people in the federal government period that's highly connected to Israel that make policy. Well, guess what? There's other folks that do that too. It's called England. It's called Russia. It's called China. They have people here in America that come from those countries that try to help those countries out more than they try to help out America. It is what it is.
and what people don't understand is that the countries, the ones that's war, is just like the gangs. Like, you know, all the people at the bottom, the soldiers are fighting against each other, but at the top, the leaders are sitting down at tables making deals and compromises and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Compromises that the soldiers that are fighting and the people that are paying for the fight might not be with. They might.
exactly.
Now, go on. No, keep your statement. Your statement was right. Was on point. I just want to make sure people understand that those compromises is the problem.
Nah, but that was where I was going with it. You know what I mean? Like that's it. That's what it comes down to right there. You know, people at the top, they in bed with each other, and the people that are giving their lives don't even realize it.
And the crazy thing is now, right, is that when you really look at things like that, right, it used to be honorable for you to be a soldier, go out there, fight, and come back. It used to be an honor. What happened? You sacrificed it all. What happened? I don't understand why this is not like an honorable thing anymore. So, oh, you're fighting for wars that are this, that, and third, blah, 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 blah. You guys are the ones that's in Congress. You guys vote. Here's the problem with people, right? People will complain about how bad it is and never give you a solution. Or the solution they give you is the most radical of radical solutions they can never get with a common sense, compromising solution where both parties give up a little bit just to make sure that everything is even and fair and balanced. No, it
Well,
has to be
you're also
all
talking about people that know damn well the election was stolen and look the other way because it advanced their party. And that's all they care about is their party. They don't even care about the policies. They don't even care what comes of it. As long as they're the ones in charge, that's all they care about. Even if the same shit's done.
And this is where people gotta learn and listen, right? What I'm about to say is probably the most important thing I probably will ever say. That is the image of the Communist Party. The Democratic Party is the Communist Chinese Party. Period. Communist China run the head Democrats. The head Democrats run the rest of the Democrats. So no matter where you go as a Democrat in the Congress, I'm talking about congressionally, Senate and House of Representatives, you are bullied by the older or the more influential Democrats. You see what I'm saying? Like the AOCs, who's more influential. She's not older, but she's more influential. So she'll have more of a sway on certain things. But this is why, or Bernie Sanders, who's nobody agrees with his policies. No one agrees with his policies. I don't know what the fuck people are thinking about. You know what I'm saying? This guy, you cannot be someone who's never ran anything, never had a job, and you think you're supposed to be in government. Because you're a good guy? I don't understand. What is your qualification? You understand? So now, just think about
Meanwhile,
this, right?
if you look into his background, it's like he's the last person you want in charge of any kind of government.
Oh, you mean he lived in China for a while, was pushing the Chinese shit for how long now? Is he basically he's a Tim Wolf? They're both communists.
Wasn't he in like Nicaragua or something like that for a while?
This is real. We do the same. People complain about us doing this shit in other countries, and you see it in your own fucking country right in front of your face, and you're too stupid to fucking comprehend it. It's happening in front of you.
And it's like they know it happens because they know we do it to other countries. But when other countries are doing it to us, they not only they turn a blind eye, but they're like, no, come on in, here, sit down, have something to drink.
We're close to World War III because countries are invading the United States. The United States is under invasion. We are under a coup. Trump became president and the coup is already in place. There's people in the government that's already part of the coup that were leftovers. Forget about Obama from before Obama. We're talking about Bush first. Fuck Bush 2. Bush 1. Bush Sr. That's who we talk about, from Bush Sr. And even before that, there was another takeover. From before that, there was the military-industrial complex, which is what Eisenhower was talking about. So those multiple coups that happened in modern time that people are not even realizing and recognizing. Coup number one under
and now they got the
Eisenhower.
technology to really cause damage.
Correct. Coup number one under Eisenhower, the military-industrial complex. So you got the Lockheed Martins, the Bowens, you got the Raytheons, you got these type of companies that took over the fucking government because they have the alien technology that was re-engineered, or the ancient human technology that was re-engineered. So get what I just said, two different parts right there. Ancient alien and ancient human technologies that are on Earth that were re-engineered by these companies that the government gave the technology to so that they can re-engineer it. That's where you get Teflon, fiber optics, vests, bulletproof vests, fucking the internet, print certain type of technologies that's far advanced that are not what these technologies came out of nowhere. They were not something that somebody was working on for years, and then all of a sudden now, let's say somebody had a breakthrough. No, these were technologies that were boom out of nowhere, new technology. Anything like that is the re-engineered technology, more than likely. 8 out of 10 times the re-engineered technology is not us coming up with this shit. This shit been here already on Earth, either put here from somewhere up there or already here from people like us that were further advanced thousands of years ago. And I mean thousands of years before the Bible, thousands of years ago. Understand? Because the Earth is millions of years old. So
You
when
know
people
what's funny though? I agree in a way, but I look at it differently. I don't see that it's before the Bible, but the Bible has a gap. When the Bible describes God creating the earth, there's a gap before he creates Adam. And once Cain
think,
kills Abel and he's sent off, he's worried about
I,
people killing him. So there were already
hold on.
other people out there.
I couldn't hear you. You got to run that back. You said he was worried about, and then you cut off.
Oh, he was worried about getting killed. He said, if anybody sees me, surely they'll kill me. Meanwhile, Cain and Abel were, according to the Bible at that point, what the Bible described, it was Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, and that was it. There was nobody else. So obviously there were already people in existence before Adam was created. Bible just doesn't explain it. So I believe that all like the younger dryas and all of that stuff is all what took place between the beginning, the first verse of Genesis, when God created the heavens and the earth and all of that, and God created Adam and Eve and all of that.
Now you thinking. See, now you acting like me. See, I'm rubbing off on you. Now you're thinking.
I've
Now you're
always felt
questioning.
that. I've always believed that.
Now you're properly questioning things. You're taking the truths that you know of, and you're looking at the parts that are not that are weak, and you're looking at it and saying, "Wait a minute, this looked like something else. This might be something else.
Mhm.
Let me put a thesis together." And that's what people are not doing with regular shit on Earth. On Earth, regular shit that we go through every day. You know what I'm saying? Politics, especially. All you have to do, see what you see that you know is for true. There's a Democratic Party. There's a Republican Party. Okay, there's definitely two parties. But look at what they vote on, look at how they vote, and look at what they stand for, where they come from. And then you'll get the whole thing of uniparty. And then you'll understand the folks that are not part of the uniparty, and you'll get to see
And they
what's
get
going.
treated differently.
Mm-hmm.
Ron
There
Paul,
now. You go
Rand
now.
Paul, even before Trump, everybody that was
Mm-hmm.
anything different than the regular
Rand
party line.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? He does a lot of weird shit too. Weird shit. But whatever.
Well,
Rand Paul, he tries to stand under his principles a little bit too much for me. I don't be no
oh
understanding.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I'm not saying he's the perfect candidate, but what I'm saying is he's not exactly like typical country club Republican. So they never liked him, regardless. I'm not saying that he's great. I'm just saying that, just because he was
Rand
different, they wasn't
Paul
fucking with
won't
him.
Rand Paul won't vote for something he doesn't believe in. Doesn't matter. That's why.
Mhm,
Even if it pushes the party's agenda.
mhm.
He, yeah, this is bigger government, but it's helping us to do something else. He's not trying to hear that. And he sticks with his principles. But sometimes you have to fold and compromise, and he does not with a compromise. So he's good and bad. Now, when you get into this, when we talk about these type of things where people gotta understand like the culture and questioning certain aspects of the culture, once you start questioning the politics, you'll start going back into history and learning that the politics did this more than one time. And when you start, see, politics will lead you to the truth of history. Once you start learning and listening to politics and understanding the truth of politics and the history of it all, then you'll understand the political and the geopolitical manipulation worldwide. And then they'll show you the cultures worldwide and what they really are into and what was actually going on in their country at the time, to understand why certain things were able to happen. Like, why is the CIA able to overthrow all these countries? It's because actually the countries are not very strong. Like, the leadership is not actually popular in those countries. It's not as though they did something that was spectacular. No, they just pushed an issue that was already there. You get what I'm saying? It's just the way they pushed it properly. They got it to get the flow of the people. You know what I'm saying? Which is what they're doing here. It's the same exact thing. What's happening in America, why people hate Trump so much, it's Trump derangement syndrome, and what people are not understanding is the same exact thing. We're being lied to. We're being lied to about current history. We're being lied to about past history. And the past history that we're being lied to about is the gaps in the Bible, is what the Vatican knows about in their archives that they have under the Vatican. They have vast archives in the Vatican, and they don't let people see that. You know what I'm saying? They just actually closed it, which is something I talked about the other day. They actually closed the archive to the Vatican for public use and for anybody. Basically, nobody can go down to the archives of the Vatican. This is recent, within this month. That was like maybe a few weeks ago. Within the month, though, they definitely just closed. Yeah, within the month, this is the end of the month. So within the month, they had closed the archive to the Vatican. That's big. So
yeah,
and it was other else.
it's like they're hiding something.
Well, Trump said he's going to release all of the UFO documents. Period. Right.
That's what I meant. Hiding something like that. Like, it's funny that in the timing.
Wait. You gotta sit. Take time. Britain also just released all of the UFO documents. Belgium also released. See, it's more to the story. That's why Trump is going to release them, because people already have released them. So it makes no. The United States looks weird for not releasing the documents. Put it like that. You know what I'm saying? The United States because they have to release their documents. That's why he's trying to release the documents, just to get the United States out of the clear. You understand? If you really understand what Trump is really doing. So now, with all that being said, now, what they're gonna hide, or what they've been hiding from you, is this: there was an advanced race of humans on Earth thousands of years ago, in between the in-betweens of the Bible. You understand? And to understand that is to also understand this. There's also beings that are not from Earth that visited Earth multiple times throughout the years as well. You get me now? Now, there's places on Earth that are frozen in time, figuratively and literally. Literally and figuratively. All right, now, let's get into Antarctica, Greenland, and Canada, and Russia. All these places have vast histories. And people that have lived on those places for plenty years, for thousands of years, right? Under the ice is lost civilizations and lost artifacts and old stuff that's there. But in places like Antarctica, which is what we know of, so we don't know if in Greenland and in Canada, in Russia, wherever the Arctic tundra is, you know what I'm saying? And on the southern and up northern hemisphere, those Arctic tundras, which is basically Canada, Russia, Greenland, some of the Swedish, like Sweden, Norway, and Netherlands, right? Not Netherlands. What the fuck is that over there? Sweden, Norway, and it's three countries. Damn, I can't remember the last country.
Switzerland?
No, Switzerland's in the middle of Europe, in the mountains.
Sweden's not near Switzerland? I thought they were near each other.
No, they're bad far from each other. Actually, Germany's in between them. Switzerland is dead smack in the middle in between Germany, France, Italy, and Spain. Switzerland borders all those countries. Matter of fact, and they have another country. Damn. What is that country? Oh man, where the rich people go to? Monaco.
Okay.
Monaco. I think if
Wow, I thought Monaco was in Africa. Oh,
hell
that's
no.
Morocco. Never mind.
Morocco's on the east coast of Africa, and then on the and Monaco's on the southern tip of France and Italy and Switzerland, I believe, because the Alps are right behind it. Anyway, so to get from Switzerland to to Sweden, you'd have to go through Germany or Belgium, France, Holland, and then the water. You know what I'm saying? What is that ocean? The North. Nah, fuck. The one that has the really bad seas, the one that you always see in the videos with the ocean, the waves be going over the fucking boats, and then you having
The Baltic Sea.
No, is it the Baltic? Isn't the Baltic down by the Baltics by like fucking the Black Sea and by fucking Baltic? Is it the Baltic? Maybe the Baltic. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the Baltic. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I know about that because I just can't remember right now at the present moment. But yes, so
I'll throw it up on screen.
yeah. We'll look it up and come back.
Hey, by the way, Sean, thanks a lot for not being here. We appreciate you.
Sean, you jerk. Sean the jerk.
Yeah, he
got
could
him
be
saved
looking
my
this
phone.
shit up for us right now.
Sean
But
the jerk.
no.
Go on, put your opinion on the voting machines.
Oh shit, man. The voting machines, my opinion on the voting machines, bro. Man, listen, I've been since day one, since before there was evidence. Any kind of evidence that's coming out is just confirming what I already believed. Like, and then all the evidence that I needed came out right away with that Dinesh D'Souza documentary, that 2000 Mules. When they made it very simple. Everybody's metadata is for sale. Wherever you go with your cell phone, there's a map of where you went. And they went out and bought all the metadata from all the cell phones that were around this particular NGO. And they got a FOIA request to get the camera footage from the drop boxes for the ballots. And they watched people go from ballot box to ballot box with 20 or 30 ballots dropping in each box. It's like, that's it. What else do you need? And now it's like the nails in the coffin are coming out, but it's like I couldn't believe that they actually certified Joe Biden as president. That's how shocked I was. To me, it was so obvious that they stole that election that I didn't think there was any way he was going to actually make it to serve as president. That was crazy to me.
All right, so well, 2000 Mules came out in like when did it come out? 2022, no?
Man, if I'm not mistaken, it came out like right after the election, like not far after. But like I said, even before that, I was like, this is obvious. Like
I wasn't around when it came out.
You know what? Let's look this up right now. I'll look it up right now. But my thing is, why wasn't it enough when they said that Joe Biden got more votes than Barack Obama? That wasn't enough? I'm supposed to believe that Joe Biden got more votes than any president ever in American history. That makes sense,
He's
right?
more popular than Obama, than FDR, than JFK, and Reagan.
That's what I mean. That makes sense to people.
Than Clinton.
The senile old man that couldn't walk up a flight of stairs, right? He was the most popular president in United States history.
No, what he was he was the Manchurian candidate, as well as Kennedy was also the Manchurian candidate, Reagan, Carter, Bush Jr., Clinton, and Obama. Those
Y-
6 were all Manchurian candidates.
You were right though. 2000 Mules was 2022, May 2nd, 2022.
You know how I know? Because I
Uh,
was Mohawk then, and the
uh,
officer about it. And me and this officer named Dobbins, who we used to watch Fox News and watch, you know what I'm saying, and he used to talk about shit. And he was telling me about the documentary. And then when I came
mm,
home, I watched it. I watched some of it. I didn't watch all of it, but I watched some of it. I couldn't watch it. And I still haven't watched all of it. That's why I like, let me tell me about the documentary. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
yeah,
that right there though is crazy, because at the end of the day, you really sit there and have multiple different avenues of the scam or of the fraud. Vanessa Souza just pointed out one area. Then they also
Mhm.
have, you know what I'm saying, the voter machines themselves, and then they have the ballots that they were dropping off, just straight people coming with fucking truckloads of ballots. Three
And you don't
forms
remember
of
the people? Do you remember the people that were calling into radio shows? Like, for example, I was listening to Alex Jones at the time, and there were people calling in saying they were voting on the machines. They were voting for Trump, but it was flipping to Biden.
yes, that's four. That's 4 different ways of cheating. Now here's the crazier thing. The crazier thing is that this right here is done in multiple countries all over the world. I guarantee you hear the same exact things
Mm-hmm.
from those
Even
particular.
worse, probably. Even
Hold on, from
sooner.
those particular companies. That's
Yeah, because the biggest fraudsters are all the way at the top. They're international. So it's like whoever's making those machines is it's gonna be just one company providing to everybody in the world.
not one multiple, but they're all a conglomerate.
Yeah,
But
but
they're
I'm
all
saying is it's just that's like that, but those are the companies that people don't know about. Like people know about Axe body spray and they know about Old Spice, but they don't know about PE&G, which is like the parent company for all of those different brands. You know what I mean?
yeah. So right. So now, and this is all coming out of the Chinese Communist Party, right? And if you look at at how not even just the Democrats, but the Republicans also, how they're moving is kind of like the Communist Party, where that's where people like Rand Paul are actually good in a sense because they stick to their values, but they hold up legislation. And that's a problem because you can't get anywhere when you keep holding up legislation because you stick to your values every time. You got to let somebody else win sometimes, but you can't always just go with the party neither. And that's where the communist scenario comes into play. Now the fascists, where they see it, or socialists, is even worse because that's really fascism. You know what I'm saying? Socialism is fascism. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? There is no difference. Now communism is different because communism is about the party. Socialism and fascism is only about the elite, and that's it. It's not a party thing. You see what I'm saying? See, in communism, even the lowest level of the party, as long as you're part of the party, you're an in crowd. It's okay. You support the party. You mean you're good. In fascism, it doesn't matter.
That's when they're getting into power, though. You know they kill all those people after a while. The
Well,
useful
yeah,
idiots.
this is the whole thing of socialism and fascism. Like it's the same thing. Throughout history, people who claim these two ideologies, Hitler, Mao, I mean, like Stalin, I mean, like going about what y'all really talking about right now?
Hmm. See the way these people are brainwashed, right? They get brainwashed too well. And then once the party gets into power, the leaders that they have are not far left enough, and now they want to take these people out and install
Well,
new
look at
leaders. They eat themselves.
whole Africa. The whole Africa is like that, except for South Africa because they got. You know what I mean? It's apartheid was there for a while, so that's a little bit different. But look at the rest of Africa. Every single country there is the same shit. None of those countries have leaders that's been there where they just transition power properly and everything's just flowing and the country's just moving. No, it's always some sort of chaos. Every couple of years in all of these countries, there's some sort of chaos. And that's not just that's another thing that people need to realize too. That's not just the United States manipulating and fucking with shit. That's Russia, that's Israel, that's China, that's France, that's Belgium, that's Holland, that's the UK. Who else is in Africa heavy? India. India's in Africa heavy. India's so fucked up, right? Let me tell you what India do. India will come and say, okay, you guys want to build this massive structure. Okay, you guys need a lot of construction, right? You need 50,000 construction people. Okay, good. We in India will send you 15,000 workers that'll work for half of the pay that the people in that area where you're building this thing at will work for. See how this works?
All right.
But you got to spend some money in India. India got a lot of stuff for sale. It's a big country. They grow a lot of stuff. You get what I'm saying? What I don't understand is why India can't fix their fucking sewage problem and their health problems. Because what's going to happen is this, and this is what people are not going to understand, right? There's only a few things that scare me. And I'm gonna go through the list real quick. Just for argument's sake. We're just chit-chatting. Let's just go through it, right, folks? I'm scared of aliens. Not scared of, I just don't know. So it's a fear. You understand? Because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It could be hostile, could be friendly. You don't know. So it's a fear. So you prepare. Now, I don't fuck with snakes and spiders. It is what it is. You guys are fuck with those things, that's on you. I mean, you think I'm soft? I'm soft then. I don't mess with snakes, spiders, and mosquitoes. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you're not soft, but you racist. You racist. So you judging the spider because most spiders won't hurt you. So you judging them because they all look the same. And the ones that and now, you know what I mean? That's like walking across the street when a black person is there because you think they're gonna rob you. Like, not necessarily. Just because 6% of the population is responsible for 51% of the violent crime doesn't mean that particular one is gonna hurt you. So if you're afraid of spiders, you racist.
Yeah, that's why I watch when I'm in certain towns, you know what I'm saying, and I see that there's not a lot of black folk, you know what I'm saying, because now I know, like, you know, people are gonna be looking at me and judging me now. Because if I was around black people, they're not gonna judge me and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not racist. You see when I'm around them up,
Oh man. Till they see your hat. Once they see your hat, they're gonna be like, oh nah, he good.
I don't know. I was in a day in fucking Virginia, and I went to go get gas. I walked right out the gas station. I walked in, and I realized I didn't have my wallet on me. Right? I'm like, oh shit, my wallet. Then the money's in my wallet. I'm like, wait, I got my phone. I can just tap it. You know what I'm saying? So I go out, pull out the phone. Now I'm looking through my phone and going through the app. You know what I'm saying? Go see where the money's at. Da, 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 da. Okay, boom. Let me go fucking tap pay. And I'm just looking. I look up, and I'm just looking around. I'm like, oh hell no. And I walked right out that shit. Got in the truck and drove off. I'm dead serious. Dead serious. Oh, and that was not the environment for me. And I looked too suspect too. I probably smelled crazy. You know, I walked in there. I was just finished. You know what I'm saying? Like I already know. Like no, everybody was looking at me. And they had some weird looks on their faces. Like, I know when I don't belong in a place. I can walk in a place and feel that. Oh, it was my bad, wrong place. Oops, wrong. I'm sorry. You know, I'm right. Turn around. I'm right out. I jumped truck. I've been into these type of scenarios multiple times in my life. I walk into somewhere, oh, no, it's not a place for me. And walk out. I'm not supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying?
What are these things just doesn't belong here? What are these things just isn't the same?
I pull up, right? Now, mind you, I'm in the truck. Now, mind you, when I first got the truck now, you know what I'm saying? So, if people don't know, I drive trucks, all right? So now, when I first bought the truck, it's clean, you know what I'm saying? So, black dude hop out, big red truck, walk to the gas station. It's a long walk too. You know what I'm saying? And the gas station is packed. So when I walk in there, I'm standing on the line, I'm looking around. I'm the only black person in there. And everybody in there got not cowboy, they all look dirty. Like, it's not like uppity people like here. It's like, no. And then they all looking at me like,
Let me guess, you want the chicken.
I'm just like, yeah, turned around, walk. It was funny when I hopped in the truck, Shorty like, yo, what happened? Like, you got the gas already? Then I was fast. I'm like, nah, this ain't the place. We're gonna look for another gas station. Like, how? What? She was all confused and shit. She's like, yo, but we don't know what another gas station. Yo, we gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna figure out where the fuck the next gas station is at. But we're not in this small ass town. Never again will I stop in these type of small towns and get gas with big ass trailer with all these fucking nice ass cars on it that I'm pulling for this dealership and my nice ass brand new fucking truck. No. Oh, fuck. These people can
Oh,
stay here in that area and stay just like that for the rest of their lives. They never progress to nothing. They stay there and only leave. They never leave their town. Hopefully, they never ever leave their town. They just stay right there. Keep the
is
ideology
hopefully.
fucking weird. Yo, no teeth. Dudes in there got no half a shirt, ripped tank top. Like, yo, they look horrible. And then I ain't gonna hold up. I've been in some hood spots too. I be looking like, y'all selling drugs in here or something? Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, this is disgusting. This is just nasty. Like I can smell you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you know you smell the funk? You know that real crackhead, they haven't bathed in a few days, funk. You've been on subway,
Mm-hmm.
you've been on New York City subway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That day bathed in a few days funk. Now imagine going to a corner store or a gas station, you smell that. Like, and you're like, what the? I've done that in Florida. In Florida, by
The shit
you.
that make the
By you.
air thick.
Remember over there when you do like, what, that Davy or something like, oh hell no. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, what is this? A drug spot or something? What is that? Like, this looks crazy in here. This looks nasty. It's disgusting. Like, what is this? Hell no. I'm
Oh
walking
shit.
out. I don't even want to spend no money in here. I'm good. This is crazy.
They
What?
nasty, man. They ain't
Like,
worried about bathing. They just want to get high.
yo, but how you as a store owner have 3 or 4 or 5 of them in your store? Like, hell no. This is some spot. They're too comfortable here for this.
Yeah,
Something
that's
else.
wild.
I want to be in here. I'm out of here. I don't
I'd
want. I'm not
been
associated with
call
no.
the police.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to be in the store and then something goes down and I was there. Like, oh, nah, I'm not a witness to nothing. Don't even ask me. I'm out of here. I'm good. I don't want to be near this type of stuff.
Oh
It's not
shit.
do what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? That's why places like that where I can see it's like a little bit racist or the vibe is not my vibe. I'm out of there, man. I'm not playing around, man. I'm good. Makes no
So
sense.
with the voting machines, you said it's all coming out now. So let me get this straight. So the China's behind it, but the chips came from Taiwan and got sent to Venezuela.
It's racist because black people can't get IDs.
Oh yeah, definitely, because they don't have they don't have access to the internet, and they don't
We don't know
have
because we don't know.
the foreknowledge of how to get an ID
You
or
know
where
what
to
I'm saying?
get one from.
So for us to look into this and to come up with all this good facts and all these easily obtainable information, you know what I'm saying? We need to go back to the basis of it all.
Did you ever
This
see that video with I can't remember who it was. I think it was some Jewish dude, right? He went to New York, he went to Manhattan and he's interviewing all these white people, asking if they think voter ID laws are racist. And they started saying, yeah, because black people don't have access to the internet and they don't have the money to pay for a new ID and they don't know where to get one from. So now the same dude went to Harlem and he's asking all the black people, do you have a photo ID? Yeah. Do you know where the DMV is? Yeah, it's right there on 125th. All right, and do you have access to the internet? Yeah, I got a smartphone right here in my pocket. And do you have $8 to get a new ID? My man, I got a job. All right, that's all I wanted to know. And then he just one after the other is interviewed.
no, it's crazy, right? Some of them people started kind of getting offended. Like, well, you keep asking me if I have an ID. Of course, I got a fucking ID. Like,
Oh, so
because
you
that's
did see that shit?
work. Yeah, I seen it. So it's funny because you can't be in New York City and walk around New York City without an ID. You get arrested.
Hell no.
I'm just trying to figure out what people even talking about. What is Chuck Schumer from New York? Chuck Schumer's from Queens. He's the Queens representative of in New York, right? Okay, so if you're from Queens, you know the law that if you have no ID, you go to jail. I don't understand what he talking about.
Well, that's not racist because black people belong in
Listen,
jail.
I'm surprised Trump, as somebody from New York, knows this already. Like, Trump, you're from New York. You know you can't.
You're frozen. Another one bites the dust, peoples. Guess you're going to have to stick around for the to be continued. Thank you for joining the Young Podcast. I'm Unc. That was Cam. See you next Sunday. Be sure to subscribe. Appreciate you.